Today, we have to be very honest with you because this is a very important matter. After 2 years of constant problems with food production, there aren't enough foods to go around. But now that extreme weather is destroying crops and beef cow herds, and a bird flu pandemic is killing off millions of egg-laying chickens, food supplies are going to get even tighter. When people start to realize that there are huge shortages everywhere, things are likely to get a lot crazier. When even the United Nations uses the word biblical to describe the famine the world is facing, that is a sign that it is very late. Right now, food prices are going up quickly. But since the Federal Reserve is still trying to keep inflation growth in check, this is probably as low as food prices are going to get for a while, which will have very serious effects in the future. Before the next wave of trouble comes, we still have a window of time. In this video, we'll show you why you should use this window of time to buy a lot of food and store it somewhere safe. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. Some people think that as long as they have enough food for a couple of months in their pantry, they will be fine. But the truth is that this isn't even close to enough for what's coming. We should have enough food to feed everyone in our family for a long time. And to be honest, many of us will need a lot more than that. When widespread shortages and waves of panic buying hit our local grocery stores and supermarkets again, many of our friends, neighbors, and extended family members who did not prepare in advance will come knocking on our doors asking for help. Millions of people in the US already have trouble paying for the things they need to live, and turn to food banks so they can eat and feed their kids. The fact that food banks all over the country are having a hard time keeping up with demand shows us what to expect as the economy continues to get worse. According to the US Census Bureau's Household Pulse Survey, between June 1st and July 13th, 21.4% of people in the Houston metro area said they didn't have enough food. Shane Baker, who works as a food pantry coordinator for Catholic Charities, a group that works with the Houston Food Bank, said that as gas prices go up, more and more families are coming to them. This summer, millions of kids don't have enough to eat because they can't get school lunches. Maya Medina, program manager for No Kid Hungry Texas, a national campaign to end childhood hunger, says that schools are often the first place food insecure children go. During the school year, kids can rely on school meal programs like breakfast, lunch, and after-school meals. But when school is out, many of those meals go away, she says. Medina said, "Summer is when a lot of our kids and teens are the most hungry. This means that they don't get as much consistent nutrition as they used to, or that their families have to stretch their budgets even more than they planned." It is estimated that 38.3 million people in the United States are now residing in homes that are categorized as being food insecure at the present time. Food banks around the country are exerting every effort possible to satisfy the increased demand that has arisen as a result of decreasing donations, delays in the supply chain, and inflation. According to Manhee Lee, a spokesperson for the Greater Chicago Food Depository in Chicago, Illinois, the organization's several storage locations are seeing an ever-increasing need for various types of goods. She stated that we are definitely seeing an increase in demand for food throughout our network of 700 community partners, which consists of food banks, shelters, and soup kitchens. We are definitely seeing an increase in demand for food throughout our network of 700 community partners, due to the fact that inflation is at its highest level in 40 years. Prices for food items such as eggs and meat have increased by 19.4%. This indicates that food is currently more expensive than other things. This is explained by Joel Sostrom, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Food Bank of Contra Costa and Solano. The most vulnerable people in our community are still hurt by these prices, especially when combined with high gas prices, supply chain shortages, and the fact that the long-term effects of the pandemic are still happening. Seilstrom added, a new USDA report shows that Maine is now 5th in the country and 1st in the New England area for very low household food security. More and more people are going to food banks in the area because they need help. The Good Shepherd Food Bank of Maine and its partners gave out 31.6 million meals last year. This is a 16% increase from the year before, says Jessica Donahue, the organization's Director of Marketing and Communications. One of our partner organizations, the Augusta Food Bank in Central Maine, recently told us that the amount of food they give out has gone up by 67% in the last 2 years. And it doesn't look like it will slow down anytime soon. Donahue exposed. Every Thursday morning, 40 to 50 cars are lined up along the road leading to the building, where in-out hunger relief partners give out free food. Every month, about 50,000 meals are given out by 85 or more cars on Thursday during the day. She kept saying that this was just one of our almost 600 partners. People can wait in line for up to 6 hours to get a box full of fresh fruits and vegetables, cereal, and non-perishable foods. This is the truth of what we are going through right now. So many Americans already need help badly, and this perfect storm is just getting started. Can you imagine sitting in your car for 6 hours while you wait to get food so you can eat? This is how bad things are for some families in the United States. A new study by the Urban Institute found that the number of people who didn't have enough food in 2022 was about the same as it was in June and July of this year. 1 in 5 adults said they didn't have enough food in the last 30 days. In 2020, 16.3% of adults with jobs said they had been hungry. In 2017, 17.3% of adults with jobs said they had been hungry. Researchers pointed out that, as we said at the beginning of this very important video, the United Nations is using the word biblical to describe the coming famine and starvation all over the world. The UN's World Food Programme recently said that the number of people with severe food insecurity could rise to 265 million by the end of this year, up from 135 million just a year ago. That would mean an extra 130 million people were on the edge of starvation. This is mostly because the global economy is getting worse, putting pressure on wages, supply chains, and production all over the world. The International Monetary Fund warned that the world economy was likely to go through the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. They said that this year, global growth would fall by 3%. David Beasley, the head of the WFP, said that if we can't get these people the help they need to save their lives, our research shows that 300,000 people could die of hunger every single day for 3 months. He also said that this does not include the rise in people going hungry during the health crisis. Beasley warned, "I must warn you that if we don't prepare and act now to secure access, avoiding funding shortfalls and trade disruptions, we could face multiple biblical-sized famines in a few short months. We don't know about you, but that warning gives us a lot to think about." In a similar way, Ayaf Hussein, a senior economist at the World Food Programme, WFP, said that the global economic crisis could be disastrous for millions of people whose lives are already on the edge. He stressed that it is a big problem for millions of people who can only eat if they have a job. First estimates from the United Nations show that about a tenth of the world's population will not have enough to eat by 2023, in the worst case. Millions more people are likely to face other kinds of food insecurity, such as not being able to afford healthy food, which can lead to malnutrition and obesity, according to the report. Even though we've seen a lot of crazy things happen in the past few years, most people still haven't made plans for when things start to get out of hand early next year. Most of them are going to run out of food and supplies very quickly. And there's going to be chaos in the stores and a lot of hoarding and buying in a panic. There will be so much more pain, but you know what? Few people want to face the truth. Most Americans still want to think that the future will be peaceful and good. So they don't see any reason to get ready for the hard times that are coming. But we have to look out for ourselves because nobody else will. And getting ready ahead of time is going to be very important. If we want to make it through the hard times that are coming. Act while you still can, because when the chance is gone, there will be nothing left to do. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos from our channel, subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell icon.